Hello and welcome, you amazing person. My name is Rob. I'm the Manny Gaming Guy. Today, we're going to be playing some automation and BeamNG. I want to ask the old age question, can you make a drift car in automation and export it to BeamNG and have a little whale of a time? Well, I know in the previous series, at the previous versions, that's the right word, previous versions of automation, it has been very hard to do so. And that's mainly because the tire, mass, code, configurations, whatever you want to call it, they just didn't want to go sideways. Every so often you'll be lucky enough to get one that does it, but more or less fluke than anything than actually the car doing what it should be doing. So, you ask, why am I doing this now? Well, there's been some recent updates in automation that actually have given us some better tires. I do believe it's been in the background. So let's go over to automation, shall we, and give it a go. I'm going to take you for a car I've been working on. You've briefly seen me make it in a time lapse. Let's go into some of the small details that makes it into a drift car with the stats and the settings and the way it's been designed, shall we?
Whoosh! And here we are in automation, where we're going to take a look at the car that you could possibly build yourself, because we're aiming for drift stands. So this one has taken, I don't know, 5-6 hours to make, 4 hours of which you can see in the time lapse of my last video, where I put all the props and bits and bobs together and made it look like this. You don't get to see me do the engine because I did that afterwards, but the rest you get to see. I've done all the interior. All good times. And in fact, if I remember, I'll put it up here in the top right, so you can just click on that time lapse if that's something you want to see happen. But we're not concentrating on that today. No, because this car's not even finished. I think there's going to be a part 2 to the time lapse as well, where I add some roll cage and stuff. Why not? Let's push the boat out. And then eventually I'm going to add all the moving props to it, because the last prop moving car I was doing a tutorial on is broken. So yeah, I had to make a new car to put all the moving props back onto, so that's hence why I got all the plates and stuff and rev switch and started stuff and keys and all that sort of stuff is all ready to go back in. And we'll make this the most visual, animated automation car to ever be made, and then hopefully put it on the repository so you guys can download it. If I remember and that's happened, it'll be up here. Probably not. I'll probably do another video and it'll be in that one. Let's talk about the important stuff for making your drift car. Power, baby! Yes, you're going to want some power, because you're going to be able to get those wheels to spin up. And the more power, the more easy it's going to spin. You also want your car to be quite good throttle response. Why is mine 64? That's terrible throttle response. I recommend having better throttle response than that. I don't know why it's so bad, but anyway. Yeah, so make a stress-free, powerful engine. This one is a 3-litre inline 6 turbocharged bad boy. So yeah, do that. Next on the list of things you need to do. Gearing. Yeah, it's probably the gearing. I got this set up. I clicked on, I don't want to click on it just in case it messes things up, but basically I switched to the advanced mode. I brought the final drive to 4.3 for this one. I believe, is it the lower the number? Yeah, I'm gonna say lower the number, the more aggressive of differential you're gonna get. Ratio wise, you want a really short gearing between first and second. So you want to really stretch first out long as you possibly can. Then all the other gears are just really close and short together. I've got 70 miles an hour in second gear and 85 miles an hour in third gear. They're your two juicy gears that you're probably going to be using the most. So you want to dial them into a comfortable rate. I capped the car at 171 miles an hour. You can easily do a lot more than that. But yeah, I want to short gear the whole engine gearbox just so it spins for everything. We just want that wheels to spin, spin, spin. And next on the list is steering. No, it's wheels. I messed that one up, didn't I? Yeah, originally I was going for big wheels, skinny front because you want some understeer. But I think as long as you tune the car to have like a reasonable amount of understeer when it comes to suspension, you actually want to keep some grip in the front. If the grip in the front's not working, you're going to not be able to transition to your next drift and all that sort of stuff. So keep that in mind. You don't want your wheels too big. 18s are probably a bit overkill, but for this car body, anything smaller looks silly. So I had to keep 18s on there just to keep the car looking cool. Next on the list. So yeah, brakes. I've just gone equal brake settings, but feel free to jump in the comments if you feel it should be something different. I don't know if you noticed, but the quality setting is 15 throughout, but then sometimes when I don't want good quality, I've reduced the quality, say in the safety, as in the tyres, and probably something else. But yeah, that's my brake setup, like ceramic all around, because you don't want to roast the brakes up. Next on the list. Yeah, downforce. You don't want much downforce. That's not the point of this car. So I got a little bit more on the rear end to the front, but you think you're doing about 80 miles an hour drifting maximum normally. So I'm only ever experiencing like a total of maybe 20 kilograms downforce total. But air and cooling, I made sure everything's really cool in the engine, even though it's got great drag. But drag's not necessarily too bad in a drift car in this sense. Next on the list, yeah, other stuff is really down to your preference of weight and stuff. Don't make the car too light. You want to have something to throw about. Balance the car. You don't want it 50-50. You want a bit more weight in the front of the car compared to the rear of the car, because you want to act like a pendulum. Apart from that, yeah, you can do that the same with all this sort of stuff. We've got ABS, variable steering, blah, 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 blah. Next on the list is actually something we completely forgot to mention. Differentials. I'm undecided between clutch race LSD and electric LSD, so let me know which one of yours is the two favourite. I get good drifts out of both of them. I'm keeping this one on the electric one. Next on the list is the steering and brakes and dampers and all that sort of stuff. The springs, I just kept it almost simple, cheap as possible. So we've got like progressive and adaptive and passive on the go. I probably could change the dampers even more if I wanted to, but basically I'm not making a Formula 1 drift car, we're just making the average Joe drift car. So yeah, that's hence these settings. These are my tune. I normally do all my camber has been set up in the advanced setting. I'll show you that in a second, but I've got my toe in set to 75. I do have some toe in, normally quite a lot. If you do want some body roll, I've got 1.7. That's probably not enough body roll. You probably want a little bit more to get some cleaner transitions and jumpy woos. Let me know in the description and what you would do yourself. Not in the description, in the comments down below. But yeah, you don't want to go super stiff on the suspension, because you want to be able to throw the car about. So yeah, I've got a bit loose on that one. But you may have different opinions. So let me show you quickly what I mean when I was on about the settings and the camber and stuff. Yeah, so I set the camber up in here, so -5. What was it, -3 in the rear end? I think I've done something like that. -4 on the rear end, apparently. I could probably... No, I think it's alright. Maybe go a bit more in the front. Don't really matter. Go a bit more aggressive. But you got to remember, when you get to BeamNG and you've exported it, if it starts bumping around and doing weird stuff, it means you pushed the lock with all this settings. I've also made my engine invisible and put in a completely new engine. I'm going to have it move when you rev, so you can see the engine twist underneath all that power. Yes, boy. As for the sway bar down here, I've chose just 200 on the front and 1 on the rear. You can probably choose 0 on both, or just something very, very little and minimalistic. You don't want to counter steer. You want to be able to throw the car around. So sway bars are quite not your friend in this case. So there's some settings we've done in automation to make the car want to go sideways, we hope. There's pretty standard settings you'd put on a car that I've learned over the last 1 or 2 years making drift settings and things. If there's anything contradiction or you think I've done wrong or you're better than me, there's probably a lot of people better than me, put it in the comments and let me know where you'd gone different in the settings and how you'd tune it, and maybe I'll give it a go and we'll see the difference in outcome, and if automation can actually relate the real life physics into
BeamNG physics, shall we? Right, okay, there's actually some more settings though. Let's jump over to BeamNG, the way I'm going to talk about those. Let's do that now. Yes, jump over to BeamNG.
Hey, and we got the car into BeamNG. A nice, easy feature put in by automation. I do love exporting my own cars into this game and then giving them a bit of a buzz. Now, there are a few more tips you can do before trying to take this thing sideways around the game. And that is tire pressure and wheel angle, as in like the steering angle. Let me show you what I mean. So if you push escape and go into vehicle config, go into the tuning, we want to scroll on down. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, that's a good thing to know. If you're struggling with your steering wheel, I use a sim rig, by the way, not controller. Probably should put that in the description straight away. Normally the power of the wheel's too strong when you're fighting it, and it's fighting you too much, so you need to turn it down. I turn it down by the main settings rather than just using this. Very useful. Okay, so we want to be going down, finding maximum steering angle. There's no point going up to 150 or whatever it is. Yeah, 150, because the car can't handle that. My particular one goes up to 135, and I know by testing, when I turn the wheel, I want to have the tiniest lift right at the end. If I get to a point where there's no lifts, it tends to have issues. So I have to get it to glitch out the most tiniest bit. And you know what I mean if you've done this before with automation. The suspension kind of rises up if you've got it maxed out too much. Can I give you a little demo, I guess? Let me see if it works. I don't think it's on right now. Can I just use this? Okay, so we turn full lock. Okay, that's because I've got my steering wheel in. Turn full lock. Nothing happens. Okay, so we apply. Okay, and then full lock. You see this, the wheels starting to lift up. Whoop. Straight. And then it does that. Now you want to do that the most tiniest bit. And then that's normally your perfect setting. Somewhere like this. That's probably still too much. 135 was my number. I'm going to keep it as that. Okay. Anyway, you want to go down to your tyre pressure. Now, I was originally pumping my front tyres up low to get some understeer, which was getting some okay results, but then you weren't getting any grip when you needed to transition. And then I really, after hours and hours of tinkering, I found out the best pressure, I don't know what thing to do is probably to raise up the rear tyres so they just spin like lunatics, and the toe hopefully will bring you back in. Just be sure not to try and overspin yourself. If you feel like you're overcooking your throttleness and your car's just spinning out continuously, add some more toe and less tyre pressure. If you feel like your tyres are just getting gripped too quickly after you come off the throttle or whatever, you know, just add some more tyre pressure or whatever. There we go. And you do want a little bit on the front, but not as much as you do the rear, by the seams of it. And apply those settings. Now, this is saved. You can save it and all that blah blah blah. But if you wanted to share with a friend, they would have to put this information in themselves. Now, I can actually show you where to change it in the files. So that when you share with a friend, it's just always like that. So the drift tune is how it's meant to be, is shared, how you feel the right way should be, if you understand me. But we'll save that for the end of the video, because this is the basics, and if you need that information, grab it at the end.
So you see it, we needed to change some steering angle, we needed to change the PSI in BeamNG to make the car just want to stay sideways. Too much grip is a bit of a problem. You got to fine tune the PSI to get your ultimate drifty angle that you like. Remember that the car is automation, you can't really go completely sideways with the steering lock angle, because you need to change from J-beams and stuff like that, which I can't do just yet. I'm working on it. When I figure it out, I'll share that with you, obviously, because we want our wheels to be like this almost. Let's get sideways. Anyway, there is some ways to make this so when you share the car with a friend, the settings are already dialed in for them, so they don't think you're just sharing them a complete dud of a car. And we're going to jump over to that now. It's a little bit of a coding thingamabobs that you got to do, but it's pretty straightforward and easy to find. I'm sure you'll be fine.
This is that little juicy bit I said I'll save for the end. So what you're seeing here are the files for my car. Now, if you've exported your car as unpacked, you just simply find them in your BeamNG files under mods and underpacked. So we're going to be looking into files. We're going to find the hair and, well, whatever your car is called. And we're going to be looking for the suspension. And I'm pretty sure if I click on here, yes, there we go. Suspension. We want the front suspension. Yes. Front suspension first. We scroll all the way down. I have to recap what I'm doing here as I go along. What we have here is the steering lock factor. And that's this number here. This 19. Now, we've raised this up. We'd have to raise it up by much. I mean, like, literally tiny amount. If we raise this up, we'll be able to increase the steering lock, and it'll be saved into the game forever. Now, I recommend probably just going up by this much. And that will do. And we would save that in like that. Okay? And then, I'm pretty sure it's this one we're looking for, but let's go find it. After you've done your suspension, you want to find the wheels. You got your front and your rear wheels. Normally it's the rear wheels, I'm guessing. I can't actually remember where this is. Somewhere in here. It's the PSI of the tyre. And you can change that so that the tyres have always got the PSI you desire. You can also change the truck width, the tread width. You can make them, you know, put some stretch buoys on there. You can alter that afterwards. Tyre options, tyre beams options. I cannot remember where the PSI is. Tyre values. PSI. Where is it again? Is it right at the bottom? Oh my days. I just found something that needs tinkering with. All this code here. Ground model friction multipliers. And the advanced ones. This could be a game changer to change some of the code here. Possibly. I need to look into it. Aha! I found it. I don't know why it took me that long. It's under variables. Yeah, actually, one of the first few ones, not the end ones. And then we see here, type, unit, category, and all that stuff, range, PSI types. And I'm pretty sure it's this number here. Is the PSI? Please tell me I'm not being an idiot. I'm pretty sure if we go into the game and look at the rear set PSI value on BeamNG, it'll be set to 27.8. And if we change this to, what did we want it to? What did we change it to before? Like something like 60. We change it to 60. Why not? Something crazy. This tire's gonna be right rock solid now. We can always change it back. Save it that. So now we've got rear tires at 60. We're gonna then go into the front ones. It won't be as hard to find them. Now we know we're looking for values. Yeah, rear tires at 37. We're gonna change them to 45. Maybe not messing the code up. It's all simple enough. Save that. Let's load BeamNG, and everything should be put back to normal settings. Oh no, the car's game's still running. Okay, I'll restart the game. It'll put the game back to settings, and we should see 45 in the front and then 60 in the rear. And then we should also have a bit more maximum turn. Steering angle, baby!
So we get to the point now where we're going to be seeing the car. That's the coding out the way, and hopefully some tuning out the way. Remember to put it in the comments if there's anything you would do differently, or maybe you're enjoying this video and you just want to hit that like button. Oh, previous. That's not even a word. Highly. Yeah, I'm lost for words there. It'd be highly respected. Appreciated. That's the word I was looking for. My brain sometimes. Oh, lack for words. Okay, yeah. Let's jump over to BeamNG and let's have a little look at this car, shall we?
Well, the good news is the car still looks like it's working. No kabamis. Let's see if our programming worked. So we go to the vehicle conflicts straight away, to tuning, and let's look at that. I shouldn't have to change that. That won't change, but the tire pressure should change. There we go. Tire pressure values 45 and 60. That's how you can change them. So when you share them with a friend, they're automatically changed. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna be messing around with the friction one day, and seeing if I can make us some drift tires. I did not know that was a thing, and the fact you can do different tire gripness for both tires, man, this could be a game changer of information. Now, steering angle, I should in theory turn my wheel and it would do the suspension lifty jobby. It wouldn't have done that if the code was how it's meant to be. Here we go. And look, it did the tiny lifty jobby. So yeah, the maximum steering angle has been put on. Unfortunately, it isn't much maximum steering angle. It would be nice to get more. When I work that out one day, I'll share that with you. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be a bit more coding involved in the beams and all that sort of stuff. Move some nodes about, and then you can manipulate some more extreme angle. But for now, that's what we got to put up with. So we've had all the chat, and I think it's time, in all good measure and true form, to take this car for a spin and see if we can actually get some drift clips. So rather than me jumping behind the wheel and doing a bit of dialogue as I drive, I'm going to let a little short clip show you if it can drift or not.
Right, woo! I had to check my recording then, make sure I was in the right place. I don't want to be putting my audio in the wrong places and you guys going, what's going on in this video, do we? It's got to be thought out properly. Right, anyway, we're going to now be demonstrating the driftability of the car I have made. Rather than me sitting behind the wheel of my little sim rig and trying to talk to you while trying to go sideways, I've decided to just have a little few bezies on the map I've made. In a little canyon thing. The roads aren't quite perfect for drifting. Some of them you really need to know where you're going, and I don't have a handbrake. It's not working. I need to fix it. And excuses are coming out. The excuses are coming out. Right, the car's not perfect, but we can go sideways, as you'll see in this little short film I have made for you. Enjoy, and I'll see you afterwards.
I hope you enjoyed the car so far. Maybe you felt like dropping down and hitting that like button and the subscribe button, or put in the comments that, bro, your settings are wrong. This is the way it should be. Hopefully I've got them quite right for you though. And you enjoy making your own sort of drift cars. I have found, as you saw, hopefully somewhere in the footage, without you skipping past, hope you weren't a skipper, I did find there's some more settings to do with the friction and the grip and the stuff coming out the tyres, which you can set individually from the front to the rear. That's mind-blowing. I'm going to have to dive into that one day, and hopefully we'll have some proper drift settings for you through the tyres. I think that's the main thing that proper locks us down is the grip factor from front and back. Because you seem to put the settings in that you think is going to be right, and then it just kind of does weird stuff. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video so far. Well, it's the end. I hope you enjoyed it completely. I hope you did. I really do. And I'll see you in the future with some more automation content. I've now got slap loads of movement props onto this vehicle. And get back up to date with that tutorial I was making, and then yeah, we'll move on to the next project. I guess I need to probably start making my maps look more pretty, but then I have been looking into Unreal 5 and possibly thinking it'd be fun to just start making maps in there and things, and maybe make ourselves a game to play. I don't know, all in good time. If this comes full time, yeah, definitely making the games, definitely doing that, definitely doing that. Keep it real, stay safe, share that love. Bye bye.